Hello, beautiful people. I'm here again. I love being on Instagram Live, apparently. I was live last night and I wanted to see what messages were coming through Mercury Retrograde Kazemi. Last night was pretty crazy. With the card reading, it was like all over the place. The message was very clear, but the energy was literally all over the place last night. And so I want to come back, connect with Mercury Retrograde. The Kazemi moment hasn't happened yet. The Kazemi moment will happen tonight at 9:17 p.m. Eastern time. And just for those of you who don't know what Mercury Kazemi is, it's when Mercury and the sun are in essentially exact alignment. And that is perceived to be a moment of good fortune, of healing, of opportunities and such. And so it's just a really auspicious moment to receive insights and clearing and healing and whatever it is that you need for support at this time. And when Mercury's retrograde and this happens, I think in my own experience that the energy is a bit more potent, because we're already like in this space of going inward anyways to receive guidance and listening to our intuition, listening to our hidden self, which I feel is very wise and divine. And so I want to see I just want to get an idea of what's here for us now that I've had like a good night's sleep. And the energy yesterday, there was a lot going on. I'm just going to like glance at my almanac really quickly because there was just, I don't know how you guys felt yesterday, but it was a wild day. And so I wasn't really surprised the way the card showed up. My daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, was here with me. And usually she's like kind of chill in the background doing her thing. But yesterday she would not like leave me alone while I was doing this. So it was all over the place. Let's see. So yeah, yesterday Mercury retrograde made an opposition to Jupiter retrograde. Then we had the moon reaching her waxing crescent in Capricorn, which the moon in Capricorn is really like not a good place for the moon, not like a comfy, cozy place. And so we already had that friction. We also had, let's see what else was going on. We also had Venus making a sextile to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And so there was like, I feel with that sextile, it just kind of made things kind of confusing in the sense of like, what is really real right now? Like whatever extremes we're experiencing, especially yesterday in our lives, is that actually what's really going on? Even if you're in a space of being under the weather, yes, we're sick, but there's something deeper going on. Like we're integrating and releasing some things so that we can, like our energetic system can upgrade, right? And so, yes, we're sick and we feel like shit, but also this is like, there's something good in this. There's a purpose for this sickness right now. And that's kind of what I'm just getting intuitively. And then also later in the evening, the moon and Venus met at the gate of communication. And their meetings, as I mentioned in the last live that I did last night, their meetings are significant to Venus's overall cycle, in which her cycle with the sun. And there's a myth that also kind of describes this cycle or brings it into a storytelling experience of Venus's descent and ascension out of the underworld. So her journey back and forth into the underworld. And with that is a spiritual practice. So every time Moon and Venus meet, when she's visible in the sky, there is a focus on a chakra center. And so they met yesterday. They met at what we would consider to be the gate of communication. And so there's a focus on the throat chakra right now. And so that expression and communication. And so it's so interesting that we're in Mercury retrograde, and we're having the Mercury Kazemi, and then this focus on creative expression and all that. So a lot of those transits, those connections were made yesterday. So it was an incredibly busy day. And I tried to divine in the middle of that mess. And maybe some of you, I see Jen's here. Hi, Jen. Jen was there last night, and it was crazy. So I want to come back while my daughter's at school and the energy seems a bit clear. I want to see what's coming through, but thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for showing up in the comments. Yay, Alexis is here too. Good morning. Good morning. Let's exchange tarot readings. Oh yeah, that sounds interesting. Send me a private message and yeah, we can talk about that. A Jupiter invocation for wealth and mercy. Yesterday has so many blessings. Yeah, it's all really good vibes, I feel. And while it can be really uncomfortable, there's some gems here, right? And so I want to see if we can get some more guidance and insight with this energy as things are clear. And so I'm going to do my readings a little bit different today, as one of the messages, the oracle messages for yesterday pointed to order. And so I'm going to take note of that, and I'm going to do this reading. I'm going to use the Celtic cross spread. So the messages are very clear, the positions are clear, and I think that feels really good. So just drink my coffee. I'm going to take some deep breaths just to ground myself, clear my throat here. And then we'll get into it. Oh no, I don't have my pendulum. All right, that's all right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with oracle cards again today, and then we'll get into the Celtic cross. Okay, so we'll see what messages Mercury has to share with us this morning, or whenever you're watching this. So what messages you have for us today? And I also want to invite you guys to also share your insights on the cards, whatever your intuition kind of brings forth. Feel free to share in the chats, because this is a collective reading, so I would love to have your input as well. And of course, if you have any questions about the energy, about what comes forth, you can also share that in the chat too. All right, my deck's getting warmed up here, so it might be a second before we receive what messages. Thank you. I'd like to get 3 cards, please. Oops, that was me. All right, I have 3 more. Thank you. Okay, so we got 3. Wow. All right. So interesting. Okay, so the card that flipped over, the card that fell face up here, is the Sun in Gemini with versatility. We have Jupiter in Libra with negotiation. I'm already getting, it's already starting to come through. And then we have Mars in Libra with choice. All right, so let me just sit here. But wow, this is already kind of coming through pretty clear. I love seeing the swords, right? The swords present. The swords was in the reading last night, and what came through there was like the clearing, the truth, and of course the mind. And we're connecting with Mercury, so that makes a lot of sense. as far as like our thoughts and just what's going on here, really taking time to be present and to taking time every day to clear the mind, as like there's a lot of energy present right now, as we've been mentioning, and so it's really important to breathe, to take those moments of the breath and just being present, especially when we're communicating with others. I think it's important right now, more so than ever, to listen more than speaking and allow people to finish what it is that they're saying before we like respond. Because sometimes like we just get excited about the conversation and we're just like, oh, and this thing, and we kind of jump in. And what I'm getting now is that we want to be present and kind of let each other finish. And I feel with that will help us to make the important decisions and choices that we are being guided to make. There's a lot of like this kind of energy here already with the oracles, like the negotiation here. So we have the sun and moon. And with Jupiter, I've seen Jupiter and Gemini here. This really brings me to the connection between Jupiter and Mercury yesterday. Both are retrograde. So they're both focusing, their energy's focused inward, and they are in each other's natural home. So what I mean by that is that Mercury is in Sagittarius, which is Jupiter's home, right? Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. And then Jupiter is in the home of Mercury. Jupiter's in Gemini. And so they're kind of in this like foreign exchange. There's like a foreign exchange thing happening, right? We call it a mutual reception in astrology. And so it's like with these two like planets in these separate, like in these opposite areas, it's like they're giving opposite perspectives. Like it's an experience of being able to change your perspective of being in foreign territory, but you have the same intention in this like nice, fair energy exchange coming forth. And so when we're present and we're listening to what the person's experiencing, or say what nature is experiencing, that'll give us a chance to flip our perspective, right? To be versatile here. And so that's really important. And I'm also getting this like balance of feminine and masculine energy, or sun and moon. So like that divine intelligence and divine intuition here with the 6-pointed star. That's definitely an indication of that, with that hexagram where you have, yes, the masculine and feminine. And then of course with the sun and moon in this card. And also you can see a picture here with the balance, the scales. One lady has her eyes blindfolded, the other's able to see clearly. And so there's like this mutual energy exchange of like receiving support or being able to help one another out. Like as I see the lady with the blindfold, she's relying on her intuition and her senses, and she has a sort of truth in her hand. And the other lady is looking directly at, you know, the scale, so to speak. And so she's able to see with the literal eyes. So they're, in a sense, what I'm feeling here is that they're kind of helping each other out. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this. But we're going to pull some tarot cards and see what specifically is the big message, like get into the details of things. So, all right, I'm like, do I want to use, you know what? I'm going to see if my Tarot Muka deck will connect with us. This is what I've been using personally. I've had this deck for like over 10 years. It's like one of my favorite decks ever. The artwork is really pretty. So we'll see if it'll connect with us. Last night, it was not wanting to be in that mess. It was like, nope, I'm not going to participate in this. Balance has been coming up in my readings lately. Yeah, it's like, that's been coming up for a minute too. On my end, it's really important. Okay, so we're going to get the central focus. What is our central focus here? What are you communicating with us, Mercury? Wow, it's snowing really heavily right now. It's so pretty. Love it. Okay, thank you. Ooh. Whew. That hurts. All right, this is going deep. We're peeling back the layers. So the central focus here is the Three of Swords. This card, speaking of this deck I have history with this deck, and specifically this card. It's like this Three of Swords, out of all my decks, this one gets me the most. And so this, to me, what it already speaks is our fears, our worries, our anxiety, like whatever's going up here in the mind. It's whatever's going up here in the mind, it's piercing the heart, right? It's creating this like heart aching feeling. And so whatever's coming up, in your life right now, it's speaking to this, like that thing, that fear. Because I feel with the Three of Swords, it definitely speaks to those really intense fears. And a lot of them are the fears that are created by our mind, when our thoughts can spiral into a really dark place. That's what I'm feeling with this card here. And the astrology that's associated with this card is Saturn and Libra. And so again, it's bringing us back to balancing energy. And also with the Saturn, it can be kind of like, it can cut deep, essentially. It can really sever energy. And so what I'm getting here is this is already a call to balance out those thoughts, right? And to really, the mind is kind of overtaking the emotions, the emotional body, and it's creating probably physical pain. So let's see what the root of this energy is. I'm so happy to hear this card came out. I've been having such fear with sinuses and all this taking. Yes, the sinuses have been, I'm going through it right now. I don't know if you guys can hear, I'm really congested. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is the root or the anchor of this energy here, the Ace of Pentacles. So this is kind of anchoring in this Three of Swords, and we'll see how this unfolds, but I have a feeling that what's coming through, there might be a fear of like receiving support, receiving resources, starting like focusing on, there might be a fear in reference to focusing on like material things, and also going on that journey to receiving whatever this is, right? So we see this archway here with the pathway. So it could be maybe starting something new, in reference to, like, if we're looking at, pentacles, it could be in reference to, our work, our resources, and kind of maybe taking a new opportunity. So this may, the fears may be trapped in that, right? But I do see it as receiving your abundance, receiving your prosperity in whatever way that's looking like. So let's see what energy is incoming here. What is the incoming energy with this? Okay. So we got the Ten of Cups. What energy is outgoing? What energy is setting? And we'll tie this all together too. I have a feeling all of these cards are going to be really like positive, and it's going to be this one thing that we can't like really let go, that's drawing in our attention. If that's the accurate card, if that's the right card, it'll pop out again. Okay. What is the outgoing energy? What energy is setting right now, Mercury? See, this is why I would like my pendulum. Okay, give me 1 sec. I'm going to grab my pendulum real quick. All right. So Mercury, is this the outgoing energy, or is this the outgoing energy? Okay. Interesting. All right, so this is the outgoing energy. It's the Page of Swords. The reason why I wanted to connect with my pendulum on this is because it fell on top of the Three of Swords. So I was curious if it was like specific message, like giving us more information about the Three of Swords, or if it was the card that or the energy I was asking for about what's leaving. And so this is the Page of Swords. And when I see this card here, it's kind of like, it's contemplation, right? And it's, with this one and specifically, there is like, it's kind of like a lack of inspiration, or just like a not being able to, like, not being inspired by what the vision is, or what you see ahead, or maybe what the idea is, or maybe you're receiving something that is not, it's not really lighting you up, so to speak. But with it being the page, it is pointing to this like new beginning, but it's like at an elevated or from an evolved place, so to speak. So it's like a new beginning, like another level up of a cycle that you're already in. And so this is kind of pointing to not being very enthusiastic, or not really feeling drawn to like the idea of whatever this might be. And being that it fell on the Three of Swords, I think that is also bringing into factor this like pain or this fear. So maybe that fear is what is creating this kind of lack of inspiration and direction towards that. And so this energy is leaving, however, the Page of Swords. And so let's see what the near future is, like what's in the space right now, essentially what's coming forth within the next, like, I would say week or so. And I just want to show this again. This is Mercury, or this is the incoming energy. So that emotional fulfillment and abundance and just pure joy, like bliss, that's coming forth, right? So it seems like something definitely is shifting. I haven't been able to let go fully of fear and doubt. Yes. And I can see doubt with this too, for sure. That's a good point. Okay. So what's the near future? What is the near future here with this energy? What is the near future? Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's see if this is the near future. Is this Five of Wands the near future? Okay, no. Is this more information on the Ace of Pentacles? Okay. So we're getting more information of the Ace of Pentacles, the energy that is rooted here, like rooting in or anchoring in this Three of Swords. And we got the Five of Wands. So what this tells me already is that it essentially is, there's like chaos, right? Chaos and desires. And maybe we're feeling like, some of us might be feeling kind of like, not like, maybe we're feeling attacked. I'm not going to bite my tongue. Like maybe we're feeling attacked. And there's just like a struggle in reference to receiving this. And that is what is, again, causing that Three of Swords energy, that pain. So I think that just wanted to be communicated here. Okay, so what is the near future? What is this? Thank you. Interesting. Okay. Let me double check if this is the near future or more information. Is this the near future? Three of Pentacles? Okay. Yes. Awesome. So this also fell on the Ace of Pentacles. So again, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Five of Wands here. So that chaos and receiving, there's a lot of people, maybe there's people are competing for whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, or like people are just kind of holding you back, and it's creating these thoughts in the minds that, you know, is really bringing that pain to the body. And so this is the near future card. And this feels similar to the message that I received last night as far as the order, right? And so we go from this chaotic energy to the Three of Pentacles, where there's like a creative collaboration. One of us is building, the other one is studying or looking at the blueprint. And shout out to one of my really good friends and clients. She mentioned these three important parts of when it comes to manifestation or creating some sort of desire. You have three roles, and you have the visionary, the person with the vision, and maybe that's us. And then you have the resources, which I feel that this is the resource, right? The resource is being handed to us. And then the other third role is the builder. And so the builder could also be you, me, or coming into collaboration with someone that will help you to create and to help support you, so you're not feeling all of this chaotic energy, and you're able to kind of focus and get things in order. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. And so I'm going to get some guidance for us of how to approach this energy. But I want to kind of look at this and bring it all together for us so far. Yeah. So I feel with the Three of Swords, just like bringing my attention to that, and that being like the main energy, or like that central energy. It's like that fear is literally, it's getting in the way, of course. And I see that fear just being produced by this, and we're not taking this opportunity. We're not receiving it. Some of us might not even see it because of the chaos. And it's creating this kind of, like we mentioned, this Page of Swords energy. But what is coming forth is this, like what the incoming energy is coming through is this Ten of Cups. And I feel that that's already here now. And I think that there's someone or people in your life that can really help you connect with this energy, right? And if you don't have that, like connecting with some sort of group, or just doing something that will create that emotional fulfillment, that is, it's here for you. I'm seeing it on the table, and in this position, the incoming, it's already on its way. And so that will really help move things along. Okay, Mercury, can we get some guidance for the inner personal journey, the inner self, in regard to our self-care? What message do you have for us? What message do you have for us in the journey? Thank you. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. So this is the guidance for how we are to care for ourselves at this point in the experience. Wow. Yes. She looks so strong and firm, like it's a completely different energy, say, from what we see here, right? She's very strong and grounded in the physical world. So this has definitely feels something to do with receiving prosperity, material abundance, receiving an opportunity. Maybe this Three of Swords energy could literally be, imposter syndrome, right? Feeling that you are not good enough, whatever this heavy emotion is. It feels connected to like purpose, connected to create, like building something or receiving some sort of prosperity, right? And a lot of it we're not realizing is that it's in our mind, right? It's our thoughts, and there might be some unconscious beliefs that are happening, or some thoughts that we're repeating to ourselves, that is creating the pain and the doubt and the fear. And that's kind of like blocking this energy here. And so what I'm seeing here is, what I'm getting with this is to embody this energy. See yourself as the Queen of Pentacles, right? And what I like about the queens, just in general, the energy that I pick up with the queens, it's like a magnetizing, right? It's like you don't have to do all of the work. You don't have to do every single thing. It's bringing us to the Three of Pentacles of asking for support, right? Asking for help. Like you don't have to do every single role. Like maybe you're the visionary, or maybe you need someone to help you see the vision or see what's ahead. And then you can start gathering your resources, and maybe you can collaborate with someone to help you build and create what is essential, like what you desire at this time. But for the inner work that we're being guided to do is to really embody the Queen of Pentacles, be very firm and strong in your creations, like own your abundance, magnetize your wealth. Anything that you want, it's about magnetizing it to you. And in the sense of the way to do that essentially is by seeing yourself as that, or receiving that, or living that, or creating that, right? So I definitely get this sense of like visualization. Okay, so let's get some guidance on how to navigate this energy with the external world. So that was our own personal journey. So what about the external world? What message do you have for us? Yay, I'm happy that you're loving these messages. I'm loving the order of my cards here. Last night it was chaos, which usually my readings, I'm like flipping cards everywhere. I don't care, but I think I need some order. Okay, need some Virgo energy here. What message, what guidance do you have for us in the external world? I'm like, are these, they all fell face up, so I want to take them, but we have 3 cards here. Are these the messages for the external world? Dealing with the external world. So yes. Okay. All right. This helps indecisive people like myself. I'm like, I need a yes or no. Like I don't know. Okay. So with the external world, okay, this is really cool. So we have the Queen of Swords. So very direct communication, being very clear. And she is essentially even guarded by the sword, right? So guarded by truth, right? Cutting through the illusions, the BS. And I'll also say Neptune ends its retrograde cycle this week. And so we're already in the space of like illusions, not really knowing what's really real. We're about to probably experience some sort of disillusionment, right? Something's going to, like the fog is going to clear. We're going to see things for what they really are. So all the heaviness, all the extreme energies and experiences that you're having right now, more than likely, they're not real in the sense of like, it's here to kind of get your attention in reference to what needs to change and where the imbalance is, but the pain is not really real, right? And I don't want to discredit anyone's, pain, but I think you all know what I'm saying. Like, it's not as heavy as it's presenting itself to be. And so then we also have the Empress card. So we got this in a reading last week, and this is calling to taking your own personal power. And again, this also comes forth as this queen. There are all these queens, right? Magnetizing the energy. Like, I don't know what word I was searching for, but yeah. I just like seeing all of these. The Empress, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. I really feel Venus's energy so strong. And I was saying before that Venus is the only planet that essentially she's moving pretty fast. All the other planets are either slow in transition, they're retrograde. She is the dominant energy right now, and she's so bright at night. And so her brightness and her speed is so powerful, and that is the energy that we want to connect with and embody. And so, yes, just having sovereignty, right, and being very firm and also gentle and just relaxed. She's very relaxed in her power. So that's the way that we want to navigate or interact with the external world. That's kind of the guidance there. And then we have also the Seven of Pentacles. And so doing the work is really important, right? And you have the resources. So let's start gathering your resources. Let's start doing the work and really showing up. Okay, so let's get any additional messages. We're going to get any last messages, and then we're going to get the distant future. Okay. So what additional messages? Here, let me close this door because there's... Okay. Lee, wow. Hello. Thanks for popping in. Someone from back in Colorado, an old friend, co-worker. That's cool. Okay. What additional messages do you have for us, Mercury? What additional messages? Thank you. Okay. Really chatty today. Okay. So, is this Five of Swords an additional message here? Well, of course it is. Yes, duh. All right, so we got two cards. We got the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords fell on this here. So, yeah, I think what's going on with this is what I'm getting with this additional message is like sometimes you win some and you lose some, right? And I think that's what this is kind of pointing to, right? It's kind of that lack of interest or lack of direction or clarity in the sense of like what could be blocking us is the fact that we don't want to fail, right? We want to probably do things correctly, or maybe we tried to do this before and it didn't work out. And so that's something that's coming to mind is sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. You know, that is just the nature of life, and that's the nature of, you know, putting yourself out there, doing the work, and it's going to be okay. Oops, sorry guys. That's my alarm to get my child. Okay, so the next message here is the Six of Cups, which here is, this to me is that generosity energy, right? This is sharing and just this emotional sharing and gifting, right? And so let me get the final card and see how that ties in. And then I feel really complete with this message. No. We're not getting on the table. You can sit in my lap. No. Oh, she's going to tear all the cards down. Sorry, lovey. Mwah. She got to get down. All right. So what is the distant future? And when I speak of distant future, I'm referring to like the next 3 months. What is the kind of like, what's the conclusion here for the next 3 months? Where are we headed? Okay, let's see if there's anything else. All right, so we have the Hanged Man here. So this is a change in perspective. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because there's a lot going on in the background. Distractions are coming back in. So this is a shift in perspective, right? Also kind of like suspension, right? I feel like the shift in perspective is coming from those moments of presence, those moments of silence. Yeah. And I just want to kind of flip this up like this. And I also feel this is kind of the energy that we're stepping into, where if you look at it from this perspective, like he seems very strong, very confident. There's the glow, like the halo around his head with the rays, and it feels very strong and confident. So, yeah. And now that I'm looking, I never really looked super deeply into this card, but there's like grapevines there with just the grapes, and that the grapevines with the actual like grapes produce feels like a harvest, feels like prosperity and abundance. And so I think that what this is coming through for me is like that giving from the heart, like exchanging energy, exchanging gifts from a place of like love and just pure, just pure love and pure happiness. And so it brings in that vibration of generosity. And as we begin to interact with others in this way, as well as like, standing in our truth and our own power and being able to receive and connect with others and collaborate with others, we will feel very strong within this new perspective. We will feel very confident in our own sense of divine intelligence and making those decisions and really stepping out of fear. So it's interesting. We go from this energy here to this energy here, which I want to kind of flip it up, right? So it's like the mind goes through some sort of healing and kind of like activation is what I'm getting. And with this card, I see this is something that's coming forth within the next like 3 months. And the 3 of Pentacles is something that is coming forth in the next week or so. And the 10 of Cups is already here in this space. So the 10 of Cups is I feel also now turning and focusing on things that are emotionally fulfilling for you, so that you feel comfortable in this giving energy, that your cup is full and you can share from that space. So I feel really good with this message. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Thank you for being here. And this is such a clear reading. I'm so glad I came back into this again. You guys are going to be seeing me a lot. I'm feeling really inspired to be on Instagram Live and doing the tarot readings, especially this time of year. So thank you again for being here. And I'm going to save this one so you all can watch the replay if you didn't catch it from the beginning. And I hope that you have a beautiful day and a nice Kazemi, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.